Welcome to another edition of the Mark Ballard Show. I have a very special guest by the name of Leslie Coker. She is also the manager of Dynamic Divas of Princess Anne, the young kids around the Princess Anne area. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
I just wanted to know, how did you start the group and what made you come up with the name?
Well, I just moved to this area about a year ago. And prior to living here, we were in the DMV area, the DMV over the bridge, closer to D.C. And there's a lot of majorette dance teams and just resources for kids in general. So one of the things that I noticed right away was that there was a lack of programs and recreation for the children of Somerset County more so. Wycomico County seems to have a lot of resources, and it actually is a burden to the residents, a lot of residents in Somerset County, because you have to drive and transport your children to other counties. And so with me just getting started out there and adjusting to our new residents, it didn't make sense for me to keep transporting my daughter to a local team that's in Salisbury. And so I have a history in dance. I used to step, I used to do liturgical dance, which is praise dance for those who don't know it, and hip hop. And my daughter has been doing majorette and dance since she was 3. So with that being said, to make it more convenient for me, I decided to open up a dance team in the city that I just moved to. And then we got our brick and mortar. It was, no stopping from there. So
That's a good look for real. So how do you provide the youth to join the DDPA?
DDPA? So with DDPA, they can join by trying out. I mean, really, one, you have to be between the ages of 5 to 18. We currently have only females at the time, just because our curriculum is geared towards the majorette style dancing, which does entail a lot of battling, stands, and competition. In this area, seems like there's a short of male coaches. And so we are looking for one if you have any. But we really do want to make sure we have a diverse team. So anyone can join as long as they can get there. They have to be enrolled in school. So if you're not enrolled in school, you're not allowed to be a part of the program. And there are different guidelines that the members have to basically adhere to, or they won't be allowed to return to the program. But overall, you just come to me, Coach Leslie or Coach Nikki, and we'll get you in there if you're coachable.
Okay, how much does it cost to join the Dynamic Divas of Princess Anne? How much does it cost to join the team?
Well, there's no cost to join. So we don't do a registration or a joining sign-up fee, but you do have to pay your monthly tuition, which is $75 a month. And yeah, that is your practices and the instruction that you get from myself, Coach Nikki, and any other guest instructors that we have to come to the studio. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, if you want your daughter to compete in our competitions or perform in local performances, there's extra costs for costumes and all those supplies that come with that.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Mm-hmm. Can you show the public how y'all uniforms look?
Well, I don't have an actual uniform with me right now, but I can show you what our merchandise looks like. We have this is sublimation.
Delmarva Diva things.
Leotard. And it's Dynamic Divas of Princess Anne. You see, I'm a pink lady, but we got pink, our little pink smoke. But yeah, this is our color scheme, and pretty much what you will see when our girls are coming to an area or program near you.
Okay. So, do you have majorettes for the little youngins, for the little babies? The little babies, like from what ages?
Of course. So again, it's ages 5 to 10. Those are our minis, and we do have miniettes because some little ones, they're not ready quite yet to be instructed, and so they come to observe. Miniettes, they don't pay tuition if they're just learning, but 5 to 10 generally is the age for the little ones. Between 10 to 13 is when you start getting into the junior division, and then between 13 to 17, 18 if you're still in high school, that is our senior division.
Okay, so what is your upcoming events coming up? Like, what do you have in store coming up in the near future?
I'm glad you asked. On Friday, we're having another round of tryouts. So that is Friday, November 11th, which I believe is Veterans Day. And so you can come to our studio. We are located at 30256 Mount Vernon Road in Princess Anne, Maryland. And you can always give us a shout out on our social media page. But the tryouts itself will be from 5 to 6 p.m. on the 11th. And then on December 3rd, we are bringing a majorette competition to the Eastern Shore. So it's an exciting event that you don't want to miss. We have some really good teams like Triple Threat, Black Jewels, Hidden Treasures, and even our own UMES Diamonds will be in the place. So we definitely want you all to check us out. Check out Mr. Ballard here for the flyer and more details to come.
Absolutely. Okay.
And you should have the other flyer too.
Yes, I do.
Which is,
This
yes,
one
the competition on December 3rd. So, yes, support your Eastern Shore local competition. It's the first competition that we've had since 2018. And so, since the pandemic, this will be the first, and it's definitely something that you don't want to miss.
Something to get the babies into, man, because it definitely need a new transition for these babies out here to do. And that's a good look right there as far as the baby's concerned. I
That's
definitely
right.
appreciate you doing that.
You want your baby to be a dynamic diva, ever evolving, and you know what diva means. So that's it.
That's what it is. Any shout outs you want to give people?
First and foremost, giving thanks and glory and honor to God. I have to. But yes, he's the reason for the season, and everyone else, you know, you're in my heart and mind. But God first, everything else next.
And I'd like to give a shout out to everybody who's tuning in and watching the Mark Ballard Show, Rat Fiend Radio, and everybody who's tuning in. You know, enough love and respect to each and every last individual.
Actually, I got to go back.
What?
You guys got to add this in there. Let me not forget my coach, Coach Nikki. Coach Nikki, Carisha is her actual name, Carisha Kellum. I want to say that this could not have been as successful as it is today without the support and love from Carisha Kellum. When I approached her with this idea, she was on board, and she was very instrumental in promoting the team, building the membership, and developing choreography. So I love you. I'm sorry you couldn't be here today, but we thank you and appreciate you, and we couldn't have done it without you.
Okay, can you tell everybody about your solution company that you have?
Okay, sure. So one of the ways that I was able to finance, especially early on, we didn't have any members on the dance team. And one of the ways I was able to finance our ability to get our location and our startup supplies and inventory was through a business that I've had since 2017, which is Zelease Dispute Resolutions. Zelease Dispute Resolutions is a firm that provides people with mediation and conflict resolution services. Primarily, we assist people with divorce mediation and family mediation, but we also assist with other types of conflicts, such as small claims, landlord-tenant, strategic planning that needs to happen within the community, and of course, a couple of things that are related to community development. In this area, we've started to kind of assess what the youth need first, as a way to really decide how we want to roll out services on a larger scale. But at this time, Zelease Dispute Resolution still does alternative dispute resolution work, which is some of the things I just discussed, virtually and through contract. So that's how we actually funded Dynamic Divas of Princess Anne in the beginning. Now, DDPA pretty much funds itself, but I am still doing the conflict resolution. And so we're going to figure out a way to incorporate conflict resolution into the majorette world, because if you all are paying attention to it, you'll know that there's been fights after competitions. Coaches get on social media and talk trash to each other. teammates fight. I mean, it's getting out of hand, in my opinion. And we have too many skills and just the wisdom that we have to be able to help these young people and parents and adults get it together. I mean, one team, I think it was the Dancing Dolls, they had on Lifetime one time that because the parents got into it with the referees and the judges, they disqualified the whole team. And stuff like that, right. The girls work hard to get prepared and to try to win. And so we want to make sure that the parents and our divas have the tools they need not only to succeed in dance, but to succeed in their life outside of dance.
That's definitely a good change of pace of trying to bring the community together on that type of note. With include the babies, that's even an A+ for real, and I really appreciate you coming up with that idea, you and your partner, Coach Kellum.
Yeah, we're going to call her Coach Kellum.
I call her Coach Kellum.
Call her government name.
But anyway,
so we also, I mean, one of the things that I do want to just highlight is that it's not just about dance. Right now, of course, because we're just starting and resources are limited, we have to focus on one area. But our plan is comprehensive and includes dance, life skills, and entrepreneur opportunities for our young people. And so we want them to be able to dance. We want them to have pride about who they are, what they're going to accomplish. And one of the things that we definitely want to do is empower these youth and these parents to change their circumstances and make something out of nothing. And that's what we're going to do.
Is there any type of way these children can join? You said that they got to be in school. Right.
They need to be enrolled in an educational program. So if some people are homeschooled, some people are doing a GED program. I mean, you need to be doing something. Mm-hmm. What we want to avoid are adults trying to pose as dancers, because that's happened too. You got some women and men that look young, and so they can pass for 16, 17, even though they're 21, 22. And wow. So we've even had people, try to switch out captains, for example, to say, oh, well, this is a mini captain, but it's a junior. So it's not fair for the other mini teams, So they just want to make sure that it's fair and that everyone has an opportunity to compete against their peers.
Have you ever been in dance groups yourself? Mm-hmm. Where at?
So, like I told you before, I'm not from here. I'm from Delaware and Wisconsin, and I have to say that because even though some of my family members, they was mad when my parents moved into Wisconsin, but that's who we are. That's where I'm from. And so Delaware, we had, I had New Beginnings Entertainment, which was a nonprofit that I started in 2002. It went from 2002 to 2003. And that was a group that I got together right there in Wilmington, Delaware. And it was in the projects, at the only center in the project. So if you're from Wilmington, you know what it is, where the Twin Poets used to manage. But that was comprised of all arts and entertainment, so not just dance. It was dance, music, poetry, and theater, which is basically my dream. I'll get to that in a minute. But prior to that, I was a part of 6 Degrees Below out of Madison, Wisconsin, and Mount Zion Baptist Church praise team, and Beloved Community Church praise team.
Okay. So you got a little bit of accolades up under you. That's a good look. You got a lot of experience, right?
I hope to get some more if I keep living long. You can always get better. So
you can always get better. Yep. That's true. That's true facts right there.
And then I'll say Coach Nikki and Coach Kellum, whenever she is able to speak on her own behalf, she has she's actually from Princess Anne, so she went to Washington High through their cheerleading. She's had 3 other dance groups since 2001 in this area, and so we do come with over 20 years of dance experience in different genres. So definitely looking to give all of our divas a well-rounded dance experience, and they will leave our team, because they do have to leave one day, with that dance knowledge and theory. Can
you give the public your address of where your dance studio is at in Princess Anne?
Yes, so we are located at the Diva House, 30256 Mount Vernon Road, Princess Anne, Maryland, 21853. And we can be reached at 410-936-0193.
It's a good look for real. Something to give these babies something to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
And don't forget, check out Mark's site so that you can see our flyers.
Yep. Check on my Facebook page and my Instagram page. The way you can see and zoom in on the flyers they have for these upcoming events.
Yes. DDPA.
DDPA.
No, Mark, you gotta say DDPA. Like you gotta say it. You gotta yell it.
DDPA.
Tell them.
PA in the building.
Say it with your chest.
But yeah, that's what we doing, y'all. And
I would be remiss if I did not give a shout out. I said God first and everything else next, but really my husband is next. And I have to give a shout out to John Coker, Mr. Nija. He is the man behind the scenes that really helps me get it together when I think everything's gonna fall apart. He is a silent investor to DDPA as well. Anything I need or anything the girls need, he gives. And one of the things I can say is that most times it is a donation that he does not want to be paid back for. So thank you so much for letting God lead you and use you in helping me and Carisha get Dynamic Divas of Princess Anne off the ground, and of course all the parents as well.
that's a good look. I give a special shout out to everybody who's tuning in. I give a special shout out to Rush the Guillotine and Epiphany. I like to give a shout out to Smitty ATM, LP Marcy, a lot of people, everybody. We could be in the building. So, peace and blessings to each and everybody, and we out.